So last week I got to play with the DJI Osmo Pocket. I did a video and I compared it to my iPhone XS Max. It was a blind test, and surprisingly, it was very close, which we'll get to that in a second. Now, if you're not aware, we are doing a giveaway. I teamed up with a couple of my friends, Jevin and Dave from Kinotika. I'll leave a link down below to their channel, but most importantly, if you guys want a chance or an opportunity to possibly win one, check out that link in the description down below. So this comparison was between the DJI Osmo Pocket and the iPhone XS Max. And like I said, it was very close. You guys actually selected device A as the winner. I believe last time I checked, it was 56%, and that was the iPhone XS Max. So it was very close. Now, I want to preface by saying that the unit that we were working with was a pre-production model. It wasn't the full retail, and this video right here is not a full review either, because I actually went out and bought one, so I'm waiting for that one, the actual retail one, to do my full video, because there's a couple of quirks and things that we found, and again, these are pre-productions. In fact, some of those quirks have actually been updated. Dave actually put out a video today. I'll leave a link to his video on some of the new updates that they did with the firmware. So with that being said, let's talk about a couple of things that concern me with the DJI Osmo Pocket. Now, I do want to say I do think it's a pretty good product. I do think that there is a purpose for it, but there's a couple things that I just wasn't sure about. For example, the screen, the display. Even though it's nice to have a display and being able to look at it, I felt the display was very small and it was kind of hard to see if you were in focus. So that was actually one of the issues that we had, was the focusing. It was actually a hit or miss. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it back focused. And at first we thought, well, maybe it was because Jevin was using sunglasses and it was possibly focusing on somebody else. But when we did another update video on that, it was still the same thing. In fact, even with this new firmware update that was literally released today, with Jevin, it still doesn't focus properly. Again, that's a hit or miss, and who knows if once the retail version comes out, it'll just get better. The other thing that kind of bummed me out a little bit was not being able to access all of the menu settings from the display. So for example, if you want to change from standard picture profile and shoot in log, you're gonna have to mount your smartphone and make those setting changes accordingly, which kind of defeats the purpose, because the whole idea, in my opinion, is to kind of stray away from the smartphone. In other words, this is your device. You don't want to mount your smartphone to it. And I get it, the smartphone does add a bigger display. It adds a better way to see stuff in focus, but I just feel like it's somewhat counterintuitive. Like, I like the ability to use it, but also give me the ability to change these settings without the need of a smartphone. So that was kind of a bummer. Again, these are things that they can fix with a software update though. Now let's talk about the audio, which is an area that also somewhat concerns me. The built-in microphone, in my opinion, is not that great. In fact, there was a firmware update today that supposedly improves it, and it kind of does, and it makes it a little bit better, but it doesn't sound that great still. The other thing is the microphone is pointing this way. So if you're holding it and if you're looking at the screen, the microphone is directional, which is great if you're vlogging. But what if you flip the camera over and let's say you want to record somebody else? So you're watching them, you're recording, the microphone is pointing directly towards you. So the audio is not gonna sound that great. That's another issue. Again, you're gonna wanna buy the external microphone, which means you're gonna have to attach additional accessories. You're gonna start adapting, it's gonna get bigger, and it kind of defeats the whole pocket mentality. It's not a bad thing. I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but it goes back to what I said in my initial video. Would it make more sense to just buy a gimbal that's $100 as opposed to buying something like this that you still have to carry and it doesn't really fit in your pocket really? I mean, it's kind of uncomfortable, which actually brings me to the next point, which is the price point. $350. I still feel that's kind of pricey in my opinion. The Moza Mini Me, which is a smartphone gimbal, goes for $100 and offers wireless charging. So I can buy a gimbal for $100. You're telling me that the camera's worth $250. And as you guys saw, and you guys voted, it wasn't me, you guys voted, the camera quality isn't that much better from an iPhone XS Max or possibly even other smartphone cameras. So basically you're spending about $100 on the gimbal and $250 on the camera. These are things that concern me. I think $199 would be the sweet spot. I think $100 for the gimbal and $100 for the camera. Plus you gotta buy all the additional accessories. But in any case, these are just things that I saw or I noticed, and I just kind of wanna relay them back to you because I just wanna play devil's advocate. These are things that concern me. As somebody who is looking to buy one, or yourself, if you're looking to pick one up, I would think that you would wanna know what to look out for. So I'm just playing the other role, the things that you should know, as opposed to hyping it up and making it seem like, oh my gosh, this is the most amazing thing ever, which naturally when you get a new product, that's how you feel. But again, I'm just playing devil's advocate. I think it's a great product. I think it does serve a purpose. And I think that you can mix and match it with your professional workflow. And it does have, again, it does have a purpose and I do like it, but these are just little quirks. And of course the pricing is kind of what's throwing me off. But until I get that full retail model and I get to try it out, I will let you know my true full opinion once I get that. But anyway, if you guys want a chance to win one, once again, I will leave that link down below in the description. So make sure to check that out because you have about a week left to be able to enter and possibly win one. My name is Armando. Thanks again for watching and you will catch me in the next one. Adios.